Namaste. Welcome to a Kundalini class. We're going to start with a spinal warm up and then work throughout all of the main muscle groups to give a good practice moving to your whole body. So let's get right into it. Take a breath in, settle in your Sukhasana or the easy pose. Keep breathing, and we're going to start by remembering how to breathe with a breath of fire. Imagine that you're a dog on a hot day and you're trying to pant. However, we're going to try and pant with our mouth closed. For full effect, put your hands on your belly. Take a breath in and give it a couple of trial pants like this. I hope you can feel your belly jiggling. Let's give it another round. You can add the breath of fire to any exercise when you feel like it to intensify your workout. So let's see what we can do here. Sitting in Sukhasana, we're going to take a breath in, put our hands on our knees, and do the stomach grind. We're going to lower our torso and start making large circles with our body, shifting the weight from one buttock to another, leaning back, bending sideways, going forward. Go at your own pace. Don't worry about going too fast or too slow. You can close your eyes. See how fast your body wants you to go today. Don't forget to breathe. You would probably notice that as you lean forward, you tend to exhale. As you pull your body back into the upward position, you tend to inhale. Just be mindful of this. We're going to give it a couple more circles, and then we're going to change the direction of our rotation. In the lowest point, we're going to go the other way. And as we go the other way, instead of paying attention to our breath, I would like you to focus on the sensations in your lower back. Just feel it becoming warmer. And at some point in this exercise, you probably would want to go faster or slow down. Just listen to your body. What does it want to do right now? I wonder. And I'm going to give it a couple more circles like this. And with Kundalini rotational exercises, you don't want to stop abruptly. Instead, you want to start making your circles smaller and smaller and smaller. You're not in a rush, so let your body come to the central position and just stay here for a moment, still focusing your attention on your lower back. Take a breath here. Feel how good it feels to be motionless after so much motion. And we're going to come to the butterfly pose from here by putting the soles of our feet together, pulling our heels as close to the groin as possible, letting our knees spread wide. Feeling a nice stretch in our hips. And for starters, we're going to start flapping our wings by moving our knees up and down. We're looking for the sensation of warmth in your hip joints. We're looking for a maximum opening of your hips that feels comfortable today. And some days you would be stiffer than other days, and that's normal. Just make sure that you're in tune and in concert with your body as it feels today. I'm going to give it a couple more flaps, and then I'm going to get some workout for my lower back by bending my knees, bending my elbows, bending everything and lowering down. You can close your eyes as you bend forward and just trace with your mind's eye the circular motion of your elbows as you keep doing this dynamic butterfly. Don't worry if you cannot bend too far down at first. The whole point is to give yourself time to elongate your lower back, warm it up, and just notice how yummy it feels to have your elbows make a full circle as you bend and pull up. Notice your breath is becoming faster as you give your body a workout. And again, you tend to exhale as you lean down. You tend to inhale as you pull up. Just notice your body in perfect sync with the breath. Just notice how it moves with the breath. I'm going to give it a couple more. And then I'm going to come up. You don't want to leave the butterfly pose very abruptly, so if you need help with moving your ankles right now, just use your hands, come back to Sukhasana. And we're going to continue working on your lower back. We're going to bend sideways, put our elbow on the mat, fingers facing forward, and stretch over the head before coming back up, and do it on the other side. And we're going to keep moving like this at your own pace. No need to rush. And as you do move, just feel your bends becoming deeper and deeper and deeper. If you want to, you can stay on one side, float over the mat for a moment before coming back up. Stay on the other side and vary the relatively rapid motion with a relatively slow motion. Be mindful of the lowest point of your bend. You can certainly do that. Do whatever feels good. I'm going to give it one more stretch on each side. And I'm going to come back to the center. Take a breath here. And feel my lower back Sense how warm it has become. And I'm gonna keep working it. I'm gonna put my hands, palms down on the ground. Stretch as far as I feel comfortable. Lean down, hanging my head between my shoulders. And then get up, open my arms, put my palms behind me, fingers facing backward, lift my buttocks off the ground, look up, and come down on the ground and lean back to the front. And keep doing that, opening my arms wide on the way back, lifting my buttocks, lowering them, coming back into the forward bend. Go at your own pace. It actually makes sense to linger for a second in each end point. Or if you don't want to, you don't have to. And just keep doing that. Feeling your lower back going through its range of motion from forward to back. And I'm gonna give it a couple more. Lift and lower and come to the front and lift and lower. And I'm gonna come to the front for a second. Take a couple of breaths in here and slowly come up. And from here, I'm gonna move onto my hands and onto my heels. Moving onto my heels, I'll make sure that I find a good position for my knees. And I'm absolutely comfortable here. Lean back slightly so that I feel nice and cozy sitting on my heels. And after that, we're gonna go on a camel ride. And we're gonna imagine that we're making large circles with our stomach. And it is as if we're riding a camel, swaying gently, front to back, and back to front. And this is one of those exercises where you can make sure that your breath is synchronized with the motion, that you exhale on the forward motion, inhale on the backward motion. Or otherwise, this gives you enough free stomach area to attempt the breath of fire here if you'd like to intensify this. So you can start breathing like a dog in very hot weather, just with your mouth closed. If you're just starting, don't try to breathe like that for a very long time, lest you get dizzy. You don't want that. But we're gonna do another round of the breath of fire. This time around, I want you to pay attention to how your stomach is jiggling as you breathe like that, and how that jiggling motion comes in contact with that rolling motion that you're doing as you're doing this exercise. It's also a very comforting feeling, so let's see if you can sort of zoom in onto it in your body. another round of breath of fire. I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna start slowly making my stomach circles smaller and smaller and smaller until I come to a complete stop here. Stay completely motionless for a second. Take a breath in. And now it's up to you. If your feet are falling asleep because you're sitting on your heels, you can go back to Sukhasana. Otherwise, just stay on your heels. I'm going to stay on my heels for the next exercise. So, we're going to keep working your mid back and we're going to open our shoulders. Stretch our arms sideways, palms to the front. Make sure that our shoulder blades are coming close to one another. And we're going to do the chest fly. By getting our hands together in front of us without clapping. On the way back, trying to get our shoulder blades as close to one another as possible. Keep your wrists loose and relaxed. It actually makes it easier. Go at your own pace. It makes sense to go relatively fast, again, because it's slightly easier. But that also intensifies the workout for your mid back, so you don't want to do that if you're tired today. So then you can go very slow and very mindful of the end positions of your hands. I slow down here. And now be mindful of your biceps. We're gonna tell you that that's enough for today. And whenever they do, we're just gonna stop doing this. And stay very still for a moment, letting your arms drop. Oh, we have dogs. Take a breath in, fully relax. Now I want you to pay attention to your mid back. How does it feel right now? And now, because I'm tired of sitting on my heels, I'm gonna go back to Sukhasana. I'm going back to Sukhasana. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take another breath in and move to my upper back. Put my hands on my shoulders. Some people have it easier having the fingers in front. Some people have it easier having the thumbs in front. It does not really matter because we're going to start twisting our torso, turning side to side. And as we do, our head's gonna go in the direction where our body is going. And give yourself some time to get into the groove. And once you feel like you have gotten into the groove of this motion, we're just going to start breathing like this. Sharp inhale, sharp exhale, both through your nose. It's gonna look like this. Watch yourself. If you start getting dizzy, just stop breathing like this, but do continue the motion for a moment. Or you can do the breath of fire here. For full effect, you can keep your eyes closed. And once you start getting tired, just give it another couple of whirls there. But you don't want to overstrain yourself, especially if you're just starting. So we're gonna start making our motions smaller and smaller and smaller until we are completely at a stop in the middle. Take a breath in, relax. Take a moment to sense how good it feels to be motionless after so much motion just a moment ago. Take a breath in, and again open your arms wide, palms up now, and we are going to do the shoulder fly. Again, putting our palms close to one another without clapping, keeping our wrists loose. Go at your own pace, don't rush. Watch your upper arms for the signs of fatigue. This is a pretty intensive exercise if you're just starting, so you don't want to overstrain here either. And we're going to eventually stop. Just give it a couple more motions. And we're gonna let our arms drop. Take a breath in, fully exhale, and add some workout for our neck. Your neck is the most delicate part of your spine, so you never want to strain it. So we're just gonna start by slowly nodding, putting your chin close to the chest. And equally slowly lifting our face up to the sky. Go at your own pace and pay attention to the sensations in the base of your skull. And I'm going to give it a couple more motions. Some neck cracking is fine. And we're going to take a breath in, stopping here. And we're going to do another neck exercise in the end. But for now, our warm-up is complete and all of our spine is ready for other exercises that we can do. So we're going to start by laying down on our mat, making sure that our spine is aligned, making sure that both of our buttocks are on the mat, and so are both of our shoulder blades. We're gonna put our shoulder blades sort of closer to one another. Make sure that we're nice and comfy here. And then start sliding our hands under our buttocks. We're gonna put our feet together. And we're gonna give our whole core a nice workout by lifting both of our feet and our head, looking on them and lowering. Go at your own pace. Just feel your whole core engaging here. If you know how to do a root lock, you can do the root lock in the upper position by pulling your whole pelvic floor up and slightly backwards, as if you're trying to hold the flow of pee and poo. That way you would engage even the inner muscles of your core. We're gonna give it several more. Not just generally, however long you need to do that. Just don't exceed like 5 minutes. And I'm gonna stop here. Take a couple of restful breaths back on the mat. Bend my knees. Again, make sure that my sacrum is firmly planted on the mat. And then I'm gonna lift my feet from the mat, grab my knees, and pull them as close to my chest as possible, feeling my sacrum beginning to float in the air. And then I'm gonna start pulling my knees even closer to my chest while lifting my hand to look between my legs and lowering, relaxing my arms. So I'm gonna pull and relax. I'm gonna pull, lift, and relax. And I'm gonna keep doing that at my own pace for however long I need to. It's actually a very cozy exercise because the closer your face is to your knees, and the more comfortable you feel. Your nervous system perceives this position as a safe position. So that's one of the exercises you can do when you do want to feel safe. I'm gonna give it a couple more here. And then I'm gonna go back, being fully on my back with my legs straight. I'm gonna slide my hands under my buttocks again. And then I'm gonna lift one of my legs straight and start making large circles in the air. I'm gonna go whichever direction I want to go. I'm gonna make 10 before changing the direction. So I did my 10. I'm gonna go the other way. And once I'm done with this leg, I'm gonna take a couple of breaths just to rest. And I'm gonna do the other side as well. I did 10 in one direction. I'm gonna do 10 in the other direction. Before coming down to the mat. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna roll over to my side. Make sure that I'm comfy on my side, supported by my elbow. And then I'm gonna bend my upper leg and grab the toes on that foot. Open, close, and open, and close, and open, and close, and keep doing that, trying to completely straighten my leg. And in the end, I'm gonna give it about 10 or 12. I'm just gonna lower and roll over to my stomach. Make sure that my pelvis is very comfortable here by spreading my legs slightly apart. And then I'm gonna come up to Cobra from here. Make sure that I'm comfortable in my Cobra. And then I'm gonna start Cobra push-ups. Lowering my chest, lifting up. Don't go too fast here. You don't want the speed. You want to feel the end points of that motion. Make sure that on the way down, your elbows are coming to the sides and not to the back. Because if they come to the back like this, you end up in a Sphinx pose and you have no space to lower your chest. And I'm gonna give it a couple more. If you're counting your reps, makes sense to do at least 15 or 20, but you don't have to. We're not trying to accomplish anything here. I'm gonna lift one last time. I'm gonna lower into Sphinx. Give myself a couple of very restful breaths here. Try not to get distracted by the dog trainers. Lower my chest back to the mat. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure that my arms are parallel to my body with my palms up. And I'm gonna put my feet together, lift my chest, my arms and my feet off the mat, and lower down for the dynamic locust. If you're just starting, this is a very intensive exercise, so give it no more than 10. I'm gonna give it a couple more. And you can just roll on the other side. I'm gonna stay in the Sphinx for a second. Roll over to another side. Make sure I'm supported with my elbow. Make sure that my hip is comfy on the mat. Bend my upper leg. Grab my toes. And open, close. And open, and close. Open, close. And keep doing that for however long it feels comfortable. In the dynamic laughing Buddha pose. I'm gonna give it a couple more here before coming down. And I'm gonna roll back to my back. Turn toward you, but you don't have to. And from here, I'm gonna come to the Closest approximation of Malasana that I can muster. Stay still for a sec. Dig my fingers into the mat in front of me. And we're going to do the Kundalini frog. We're going to get up without letting our hands leave the ground. Come back up. And lower. And keep doing that. Until your back hips tell you that it's probably enough for today. Just watch them. And once you feel like you're done with this, just stay in the up position and very slowly come to the standing position. From here, you want to go slow so you don't get dizzy. And from here, we're going to start spreading our feet very wide apart, making sure that our toes are pointing slightly to the sides. Open our arms, palms forward into the star pose. Start moving our arms over our head before coming down into the bend to rest on our palms. And from here, we're going to open into the small triangle. One arm up, look up. And now let's do it on the other side. Twist your torso to look up on the arm that's moving up. And we're going to keep doing that. Don't rush. Make sure you're well supported. And I'm going to give it a couple more on each side. Before coming back to my palms. And I'm going to walk my palms forward. Come to the down dog. Take a breath here. And from the down dog, I'm going to come to the plank. Coming to the plank, I'm going to have to necessarily put my feet closer to one another. Swing so that my arms are under my chest. Stay here. And then walk my hands back towards my feet. And from here, I'm just gonna go back to the seated position. Get myself very cozy in the Sukhasana. Take a breath here. And we're gonna do the stomach pumping exercise. Is going to again activate and relax our core. Take a breath in. Fully exhale. Put your hands on your stomach if you'd like. And on the exhale, try to move the muscles of your stomach however is possible for you today. Up and down, front to back, side to side, until you're compelled to take another breath in. We're going to take that, fully exhale, and do another round of stomach pumping or stomach muscle movement until we want to take another breath in. We're going to take it in, fully exhale, and do it all again. One last round in this position. Take a breath in, exhale. Take a couple of breaths just to rest. And we're going to make sure that you have less control over your stomach muscles by putting our palms together above our head, arms straight. And we're going to do 3 more rounds. Inhale, exhale, and pump your stomach with the air out. Another round. Inhale, exhale, pump your stomach. And one last round. In, out, and let your stomach dance. Let your arms drop after you're done. And we're gonna close our eyes, open our mouth slightly. You don't want to open your mouth, just relax your lower jaw. And we're gonna start making large circles with your head. Getting down low. As much to the side as we can. Looking up as our head rolls back. Keeping our eyes closed. And somewhere in the middle, we're going to change the direction and go the other way. And you don't want to stop that one abruptly either. Watch the inside of your head for any signs of getting dizzy. If and when you do, start making your circles smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until you're stationary in the middle with your head hung low. Take a breath here. And before we go into Shavasana with you today, I would like you to pay attention to the center line of your body, starting with the root of your body in the perineal area. We're just going to move up to your pelvic floor. Just focus your attention there, to your lower belly, to the area behind your belly button, to the area of your solar plexus, to the center of your chest, to the area where your neck attaches to your torso, to your throat, to the center of your head, and to the crown of your head. Now imagine that it's your attention that connects all those points in the center line of your body, and that your attention connects it into the indomitable core, the core of your being. And that you have access to this core whenever you need strength, whenever you need power, whenever you need to feel more like yourself. And keeping that impression with you, please do join me in Shavasana. I'm going to say namaste and thank you for doing this practice with me.